Well, the ripple effects of a possible bankruptcy filing by CIT Group, they're already being felt. Our colleagues at the Wall Street Journal tell us that the companies in the retail manufacturing industries are already stopping shipments out of fear of a credit crunch. CIT is now turning to bondholders to raise between $2 and $3 billion and swapping $5 billion of debt for equity. But some think a bankruptcy filing could come as early as this morning. Leonard Tannenbaum is the president and CEO of Fifth Street Finance. Ken Brown is the money investing editor for the Wall Street Journal. Good morning, gentlemen. Good to see you guys.
Good morning. Good morning.
All right, Ken, so what we know is a consortium of institutional investors are trying to create the necessary liquidity, the pool, that $2 to $3 billion that would get them over the hump to rebalance their books. Do we think they're going to successfully be able to do that?
We don't know. It's, these negotiations always go to the 11th hour and then get extended. The issue they're facing is everyone knows the company has a liquidity crisis. Everyone knows the balance sheet is bad. What the institutions are thinking is, we've put money into this. We know also that CIT broadly has a good business, and there's a huge demand for credit right now. And so the business they right now is very profitable. So the bet is, if we fund these guys, can we make a lot of money on our money now, or do we just stop throwing good money after bad?
Leonard?
Well, I mean, we're already seeing some of the impacts of CIT. One of our 45 portfolio companies, Rail Acquisition Corp., which we support private equity firm Creo on, CIT has decided to roll down off of the factoring. So we'll step in. We're unlevered currently. We'll step in with the $10 million necessary.
Okay, layman's terms. Explain that, because a lot of people need to understand that the factoring business is huge for CIT. It accounts for 60% of the factoring business in general.
Sure.
But what is that, and why does that affect the companies?
Well, what our company does, simply, is if you have a Dell server rack, they do the slides. So the little wheels that would go on the side just to slide it in and out. Very simple business for Dell Computer and some others. And so normally what you would do is you have inventory and receivables, and those receivables, overseas receivables specifically, would be factored by CIT. What does that mean? You have $1,000 in receivables, CIT will advance you $850 against it. So the company would have liquidity. Now that's backed by a good receivable, right? Dell Computer is going to pay. It's a very healthy company.
Right.
CIT normally, in that case, would charge 6–7%, but a very safe asset-secured loan. We are going to step in. I mean, we're going to charge 12%, but we're going to step in and take their place.
Yes, so you're.
I mean, I'm in the business of making money for my investors.
Right. So you will be the beneficiary of some of this. So Ken, where does this shake out? Because as I understood, as of late last night, if they could raise the necessary private funds, they still want to see if the government will then give them the approval to convert the assets into the bank holding company, right, so that they can survive in the long term. Do we know where that stands?
No, we don't. And the government, CIT hasn't given up on the government, and the government has pretty much told them, we don't want to deal with you. And CIT has strung this along for months, which has been sort of the flaw in their strategy. They're going to need this to happen. It's not clear the government's going to let them do it. I think this outcry that we're seeing from small businesses, may get some people's attention. With the factoring business, the crucial thing is, if I've done a factoring deal with CIT and I'm waiting for money, my suppliers don't pay me, they pay CIT. Sure. Well, that money, if CIT goes bankrupt, is stuck in CIT. So it's not like I'm going to get my money in a week. It's stuck, could be stuck for months and years. Well, if I'm a small business and I have cash is the lifeblood of a small business. If it's stuck in a bankruptcy in CIT, how am I going to pay for my next order of shirts or my next order of computer parts?
Or payroll.
Right. Exactly.
All right, Ken and Leonard, we have to leave it there, but we'll keep a very close eye on the story. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate it.
Thank you
for having us.